The first Thor Ragnarok teaser trailer just dropped yesterday, and I'm going to break this thing down for you guys, let you know what I found, what I thought, maybe some theories in there. There is the potential for spoilers, but this is all conjecture on my part, so let's get started. The trailer starts out with Thor being dropped into this hellish dimension place. He's all wrapped in chains, and I'm assuming this is early on in the movie because he has long hair, and this is most likely after his first encounter with Hela, played by Cate Blanchett, which I'll get to in a minute, because it looks like he's looking directly at the camera, but it's either a POV shot or he's looking just beyond it, and we're about to see Hela kind of come up and talk to him, perhaps. This shot of Thor throwing the hammer and Hela catching it, wow, that was such a great way to open the trailer. And Cate Blanchett looks awesome. I mean, when I saw the first few images of her as Hela, I did not think it was her. You know, I knew that Cate Blanchett was in it, and I didn't really know what character she was playing at the time. And I saw this woman, and I'm like, who is that? And it took me a while to figure it out. I'm like, that's Cate Blanchett. So Hela destroys Mjölnir, and something to note, though, is the handle still exists. Maybe that'll come back into play, but it just goes to show you how powerful she really is. She's able to keep Mjölnir at bay and destroy it with one hand. Now, before I go any further, I have to say I love the feeling of this trailer. The music is great, the editing is awesome. However, it doesn't feel like a Thor trailer to me. It feels more like a Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. And that's not a bad thing, but when the first two Thors were a lot more serious, and now they're going more of a fun route, like, hey, we're like Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know how, it's hard to know how to feel about this because it doesn't feel like Thor to me. So here we get Elk Woman. I'm pretty sure this is Hela, but this is like her final form or something. I don't really know. I know nothing about the comics. All I know is what I've seen in the trailers and images released on IMDb. So this part where Hela is confronting all these Asgardian soldiers and they're getting ready to fight her, she says Asgard is dead. I'm pretty sure that's been edited for the trailer to say Asgard is dead, and I'm pretty sure in the movie she will either say Thor or Odin is dead. And that's perfectly fine with me that they're kind of hiding a line from the movie, because the way she says it, you can tell that there's a difference in her tonality and her delivery of those two lines. So it looks like Thor is being banished to a different kind of realm. It looks like kind of a trash world. It kind of reminds me a little bit of District 9, Transformers, a little bit of Tron Legacy, maybe even some Battle LA in there. But it's kind of cool to see that they're really expanding the universe. And I have a theory later on. I don't think it's confirmed at all. Actually, I think it's been like totally destroyed, but I still want to talk about it at the end of this video. So Thor is captured in this like electrical net, and he's not as mighty as he once was, at least without Mjölnir. And he's being dragged away by this woman. From what I know, her name is Valkyrie. And apparently she was part of this group that originally fought Hela, which I'm assuming this is a flashback, and I'm assuming that they failed and she's like the only one left. But that's all I've heard. This scene really looks mythological, and I like how it looks. It's very slow motion-y. There might be a little too much slow motion in this trailer, but it's still cool. And if you look really closely, you can see Aquaman. It's just a trident. It's a pretty popular weapon, I guess. I'm sorry I have to say it, but Jeff Goldblum really can't play anybody but Jeff Goldblum. He's playing the Grandmaster, who I guess he's like in charge of this, either a planet or just this gladiator type of arena where he has gladiators, just people fight for entertainment. It's kind of like Gladiator, which is why I'm wearing this shirt. The Grandmaster asks Valkyrie what she brought him today, and she says, the contender. You know, it could have been a contender. It could have been somebody. That's a terrible impression. Also, what are these behind Thor? They're bouncing around, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Sesame Street, like some fluffy puppets that are just bouncing around. I'd like to see a wider shot of this because I'm curious. So Heimdall is getting some more action in this movie. I always love the scenes with Heimdall. He's so cool. It's Idris Elba. I mean, come on, he's awesome. We really get a Star Wars feel from this part of the trailer. But look at this guy. Why is he shooting like modern day weapons? Who is he? No idea. Now we get our first look at Loki's new helmet. And I'm sorry, but Loki's helmet has never been good. I've never liked it. It looks uncomfortable. The horns just may look like it's just gonna fall off. And this one, it's more of just a visor. You know, remember those visors that were popular like in the early 2000s? That they weren't a hat, they were just a visor that would go around. And, you know, a lot of guys would have their highlights, their hair tipped with white, and they'd wear the visor upside down. That's what it reminds me of, and it just doesn't work. And here we get the main event, the money shot of the trailer. And here we see Chris Hemsworth's new haircut as Thor, and he looks more like Chris Hemsworth than Thor, which is fine, but, you know, it's not really Thor. I wonder if they're going to carry that on into Avengers Infinity War, or if his hair is going to, like, magically grow long again. I love this helmet. It's very retro. And when I saw like these promotional images released a couple weeks or months ago of Thor in this helmet, and you see Hulk in his armor, I thought it was fake. Because it looked like an 80s movie. And it's legit. Like, I did not expect that. I'm loving it. It's pretty cool. I love the reveal of Hulk being in this trailer, and that's exactly how I wanted it to be. And that's how I knew it was probably going to be, because how else were they going to announce that Hulk is going to be in this movie other than this? I mean, they've already shown it in like some images, but this was such brilliance. And I love that they didn't say Hulk. He just said, "You're incredible," and then he busts through the door. Obviously, they're probably going to say it in the movie, but they didn't want to take away the power of that scene by saying his name. And then Thor is so happy because he's about to fight his friend. He doesn't know that they're really going to fight. He thinks that they're just going to work it out and not have to fight. But look closely at this. Loki and the Grand Master, they're sitting so far apart from each other. That's a big couch. They don't need to be sitting that far apart from each other. I mean, it looks cool because they're on like the thirds of the shot, but you guys could sit a little closer so you could talk. Otherwise, you're going to be like, "Hey, did you see that? That was pretty cool." "What?" Yeah, I saw it. As much as I like the humor from this line from Thor saying, we know each other, he's a friend from work, it really shows that they are sticking with the similar humor as those Team Thor videos. But this shot of Hulk and Thor charging at each other, oh man. And I love that it's such a tease. That's why it's called a teaser trailer, because they don't really hint at any plot. It's just showing scenes that's trying to get you excited. And this really gets me excited because that gladiator match, we've seen a little bit of it in the first Avengers, but it was very short. And this time, Thor is going to have to fight without Mjölnir, and it's just going to be pretty incredible, I think. So that's the trailer, guys. I liked the trailer a lot, but I feel like the tone of this movie does not need to be humorous, and it shouldn't be humorous, because one, Mjölnir got destroyed, Odin is missing, Thor is banished again, so this really should be a story of desperation for Thor to get back. And he's also like, he's seeing his old friend, and that should be very exciting for him, and we do see that. But it shouldn't feel fun, in my opinion. It's getting closer to Infinity War, which I think should be the most serious Marvel Cinematic Universe film to date, because big stuff is going to go down in that movie. I have a feeling characters are going to die in that movie, and they need to start getting more serious. In my opinion, they need to be getting more to the DC cinematic universe instead of the Guardians of the Galaxy type of feel. And unfortunately, I feel like they're going the wrong way with this film. But this is just a teaser trailer. I don't really know. And one of my theories is that the Guardians of the Galaxy will make an appearance, whether it's very small at the end, maybe mid or post-credit scene, who knows. But I really think that they should be in it, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes out in a couple weeks, and this one comes out in November. So we will have seen the second Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe Thor or everyone else will have a cameo at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. But we're just going to have to wait and see. But I'm so excited for this movie. But another thing to note is that we did not see Doctor Strange. And from what we know at the end of Doctor Strange is Thor came to him for help looking for Odin. So we haven't even seen any hints of that storyline of Thor looking for Odin on Earth with the help of Doctor Strange. You know, it seems like there's going to be a lot crammed into this movie, and it's either going to be a very long movie, probably over 2.5 hours, or things are going to be cut short, too short in my opinion, like this Hulk versus Thor scene. Another thing, at the end of Doctor Strange, Thor had his long hair, and that might just be to have hidden the fact that his hair is going to be cut in the movie, or that all that Odin searching takes place early on in the movie. I don't know. There's a lot to take in. There's going to be a lot to discuss with this movie, and I'm looking forward to more trailers to break down for you guys for this movie in particular. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. What did you think of the trailer? I loved it, but I feel like the tone is misplaced. So let me know in the comment section below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we upload new content. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.